Hello and welcome back friends, Vlad here, and today I have a new trailer breakdown for you and I am very excited about it because we will talk about Resident Evil Village, specifically the Resident Evil 8 story location, or if you want, the Resident Evil Village setting location. Now, why am I so excited about? Because, well, we are going to analyze all Resident Evil 8 trailer details indicating where the upcoming PlayStation 5 Resident Evil video game is taking place. And because, well, it takes place in my country. Yeah, you heard me right, it is taking place in Romania, and if I check Google Maps right now, the castle you saw in the trailer is about 100 miles away from me. So if you want to know more about the village, the country and the characters you see in the Resident Evil Village trailer, I suggest watching this video until the end. Before we begin, a very quick shout out to all new subscribers who have joined my channel and a big thank you for your support, likes and comments. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, hitting the like button would help me a lot and I want to thank you for that. Finally, I want to outline that in Resident Evil Village trailer breakdown, I am also going to debunk a lot of rumors and false information that was published by other YouTubers and major gaming channels, simply because they are making assumptions without even knowing where Romania is on map. Okay then, let's begin by answering the most important question. How do I know for sure that the story in Resident Evil Village is taking place in Romania? Well, I know because along with the trailer we are going to analyze, developers uploaded a small video in which they talk about the upcoming PlayStation 5 Resident Evil Village. And in that video, we can see small screenshots showing how the inventory looks like. In the upper right corner, you can notice that the in-game currency shows 100 lei. Lei is the plural of leu and it is the currency of my country. 100 lei looks like this, and as of today 100 lei equals $23. Funny, right? However, even without this small detail, it was quite easy for me to identify the location of the next Resident Evil game simply by watching the announcement trailer. Keep in mind though that in this trailer breakdown for Resident Evil 8, we will only cover the details that confirm the location of the game, and in the future we will also talk about characters, weapons, in-game currency and more. Finally, if you support the video with a like, I have a surprise for you and I'm going to take a trip to the area where Resident Evil Village takes place, and I'm going to show you in a live video how it looks like today. Okay, so let's begin dissecting the Resident Evil Village trailer and look for clues that indicate the correct setting. The trailer begins with Mia telling a bedtime story while we can spot a dense forest. If you pay close attention to the story, you can hear Mia talking about a little girl who runs away from his mother while looking for berries in the forest. Just like Mia says, it is an old story and I'm not going to tell it to you, but the events of that story lead to an old cottage. This is a Romanian story I heard so many times. Eventually, the little girl finds an old woman or a witch inside the cottage. This character from Romanian folklore is named Muma Pădurii in Romanian, or translated is the mother of the forest. She is a witch and I am 100% sure that it is the old woman we spot later in the trailer. In Romania, we even have an insult based on this character. You look like the mother of the forest, or you are very ugly. As we enter the cabin in the wood, we have a lot of visual elements that indicate the location. First, we have the garlic next to the window, which we all know it is used in Romania to keep the vampires away. Then we can spot a new room with a window curtain that I swear it looks like the one my grandmother had. But although the curtain is not a factor indicating the location, the plates above the window are. They are used in Romania to decorate houses, just like the hut we can see in Resident Evil 8. Moving on, in the next image, we are inside a barn where we can spot a dog cage like the one used by my father, a paint bucket, a spray, and an old pitchfork used to gather hay. The most important objects though is the old circular saw table used by woodcutters. These still exist in Romania. Although not related to the location of the video game, in the next image we can see some potatoes. Nothing important so far, but what we need to observe here is that they have sprouts. Keep this in mind as we will discuss them later. Moving forward, after we meet the old man with the shotgun, we can observe even more interesting objects. On the ground we have a wine jug, or damijană as it is known in Romania, more garlic on the window, and 2 stoves. Both of them were used a long time ago by our grandparents to cook food. One last object we need to observe in this picture is the shelf on the right, which has traditional Romanian elements. Notice the round edges like the one in the picture. Moving on through the forest, we reach some large gates where we can spot an interesting crest. As the gates open, we can spot the statue of a woman with a shield and a sword in her hand. The shield here is the most important one because it has the head of a goat on it. The same goat head appears on the stone gates in front of the village. Without going into details, as it is not related to our topic, let me just tell you that the goat head represents Baphomet, or the deity that the Knights Templar were accused of worshipping. We will talk about this in a future video. The next important indicator we can spot is the horseshoe with a horse head inside. Although it may be available in other countries as well, the horseshoe is very important, especially because of its position. Legends say that the horseshoe must be positioned in such a way that it should keep the luck inside, just like a bucket, or as it is placed in this image. Moving forward, we can spot an old woman, which is the one from Mia's story, or as I explained earlier, the mother of the forest. Then, in a quick succession of events, we can spot a series of characters. Here we can identify a lot of known figures, such as what seems to be Mina Harker, who is beaten by Dracula obviously, definitely Van Helsing, a werewolf, and so on. Again, we will discuss all of them in a new video. The trailer ends with the view of a castle in the distance, and a lot of people claim that this is Dracula's castle. While it may be in the game, the castle you see here is not Dracula's castle. According to Romanian legends, Dracula, as most people know it today, was a vampire. The history though tells us that the legends followed the life of Vlad Dracul, and I should know better since my name is Vlad too. So, without going into details, the same legends say that Dracula lived in Bran Castle, which is this one. However, the castle you see in the trailer is Peles Castle. The differences between them are clearly visible, and also the distance between them in real life. On this map, you can see that the closest village to Bran Castle, or Dracula's castle from the story, is the village known as Bran, while the closest village from Peles Castle, the one from the video game trailer, is Sinaia, which is actually a town. Another important aspect I have to share with you is that the Peles castle from the video game trailer never belonged to Dracula or Vlad Dracul. It is a property that belongs to the Romanian royal family, and the construction ended in 1914, while Dracula, who is a fictional character created by Bram Stoker, is dated 1897. So, what we can understand from all these is that indeed the story in Resident Evil Village takes place in Romania, specifically in Transylvania. Even the details inside the castle from the trailer revealed that it is Peles Castle, not Dracula's Bran Castle. Furthermore, the houses we can spot in the village clearly show the Transylvanian architecture. Now, before we wrap this up, earlier we talked about some potatoes which had sprouts that indicate the rebirth of those plants. An interesting element that we all spotted is this object, which looks like a dream catcher if you want. A lot of people debated what it is in the middle. Some say it is a fetus, others that it is the Umbrella Corporation hidden logo, and even developers told us that it is hiding a lot of info. I believe that what we are looking at right now is a root, just like the potatoes we have seen earlier. But this is not a potato. It is a root of mandrake, or it is, as it is known in my country, mătrăguna. This plant has a lot of history in Romania, being used for witchcraft. It is also known as the plant of life and death, and there is a ritual Romanian girls had to perform before pulling a mandrake from the ground, but we will talk about it next time. So these are all the details about the setting in Resident Evil Village and some key elements I was able to identify based on the Romanian folklore I grew up with. Keep in mind that more details will follow, so make sure you subscribe if you want to learn more, and also hit the like button if you wish to visit the Resident Evil Village with me in real life and also see the actual castle that Ethan must explore. Until next time, stay safe.